Hey y'all, what up? Your girl is back. My bad, my bad, my bad. I'm so sorry it's been a minute, but life has been lifing, and honestly, these last few weeks have kind of been a blur. So roll with me for a second, but I'm back. I'm back. I didn't want to leave y'all. I wanted to be here. I wanted to come back. Whew, but child. All right. So let's bring y'all up to speed to where I am, what's going on with me, why the show has been on a delay, a little you know what they say when the shows be going on hiatus. There you go. Small little hiatus. The reason why I had a hiatus because number one, in the last two out of the last 3 weeks, I've been sick. First, I had food poisoning. I went to some spot and it had to be the fish sandwich that I ate. So be careful out here in these streets eating from spots you possibly just be careful. Eat at home if you can. Secondly, so I was up and down that week. It was just coming and go. Child, it was a mess, a whole mess. Okay. Now, fast forward the following week, I felt good. I was going to film and all of this stuff. Had a lot going on, and then I got sick again. Apparently, the neurovirus was around. So not only did I get food poisoning, I jumped back in, and now I got neurovirus. So I'm fever and all of this stuff. In the middle of all of that, one of our beloved coaches from our organization passed away. So whew, it's been a lot. So we're gonna get this show started today. We're gonna talk about some things. We're gonna catch up on some things. We're gonna give a few tributes, and then we're gonna keep it pushing. Rock with me. Rock with me. I'm here now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the show. All right. I'm your girl, Miss Details, and you are now watching the Miss Details show. I like that. Anyway, I like to do my own sound effects, even though sometimes I be adding them in. As y'all can see, y'all already know what it is. I'm a rep my school all the time. And move this over, smidge, so y'all can see my shirt. Because guess what? Them Howard University Bison won the MEAC championship and they are on their way to the big dance. You already know. You already know. I'm a rep my squad all day, every day. HU, you know, the only one. There is not other one that matters. Trust and believe. Oh, my bad. There isn't another one. We're just going to claim the one that's on my shirt. Okay? Okay. Uh, Anywho, all right, y'all. So let's just get right on into it. Your girl, Fonnie Willis, is back on the case. Back on the case. Back on the case. Bye, Nathan. You had to go. You should have been going, honey. Soon as you saw the heat was on her, if you had any type of what's the word I'm looking for? Couth about you, you'd have dipped out. You'd have just church fingered out and said, Fonnie, you got this, boo. Do what you got to do. It was never about no money. It was always about trying to make somebody look crazy that's of a different hue than the ones that are in trouble. You feel me? Like, there was no impropriety. There was no, I mean, honestly, it was a stretch to try to make it seem like she's going to get rich off of this prosecution. Really? She going to get rich? How's she going to get rich? How's she going to get rich? She doesn't benefit from any of that. If anything, there's going to be a disservice if we do not bring this man to justice. I am sick of seeing him out here walking free in these streets. Either God got to do something or the justice system. One of them. I'm hoping God intervenes first. I'm just saying. All right. But like I said, your girl Fonnie Willis is back on the case. Shout out to Fonnie Willis. Get yourself together, sis, because this is not how we do, okay? We need to be a little bit more discreet in who we deal with going forward. I get it that, we seen the other hue, the clears, they do what they want to do. We ain't got the same set of rules, sis. So from one bison to another, get yourself together, sis. This ain't what we do. We got to be straight and narrow from here on out because we need this guy to be behind bars sometime this year. I don't care when it is, but it needs to happen soon. All right. All right. Now, so many things have been happening in the last few weeks. The last few weeks have been, it's a lot going on in the world. Just You know, fine. Let's talk about voting for a quick minute. Let's talk about voting and how um instrumental, what's the other word I'm looking for? Not really instrumental, but how critical voting is going to be this year, because we got a maniac, a megalomaniac on one side, and we got an old dude on the other side. And yes, he's old. So what? Y'all ain't never had a problem with old white men running this country before until now. Until now, it's been a problem. At this point, y'all gonna have to get over that until we can get somebody in there. This is who we got. This is who we got to deal with. And from what I seen a few weeks ago with that State of the Union, he ready for a fight. You Scranton Joe, he showed up to the pot. He showed up to the fight like, what's up? What's good? What we doing? Yeah. I'm taking over. Dark Brandon, Scranton Joe, let him handle it, okay? He's got wisdom. He knows what to do. He knows how to bring us from the brink of this foolishness. They want to drag us down to authoritarian, God, forgive me, authoritarian rule and dictatorships. And I need y'all to start doing your little homework, okay? Let's look up some of these words that they're saying. They're big words, but let me just break it down to you in layman terms. Authoritarian is somebody who tells you what to do all day, every day. Dictator tells you what to do every day, all day. They run like case in point. Your boy over there in Russia just had a vote for what? Why are you making it seem like the people can choose and they can't? That doesn't make any sense to me. It's the appearance of democracy, but it's not. So a lot of y'all need to go back to Civics 101, start looking up these things in Webster's dictionary. That is your friend. If they have it on your phone, you can get it on the web, you can find it anywhere. But start doing your homework and start doing your own research, because you just out here flailing in the wind, listening to somebody say something, and all of a sudden it's law. I'm telling you, I'm going to keep saying that until I can't say it anymore. Stop going by what you hear and start doing the research. If you don't do the research, me and you can't have a conversation. Don't come to me with what you heard. I don't want to hear about what you heard. If you didn't do the research, if you ain't got a piece of paper in front of you that's telling you, and we can have a back and forth and have a real dialogue, there's nothing else. We're not going to talk. We're done. I'm telling you right now, I'm cutting you off. This conversation ain't for me. And I'm a church finger out. And be okay with church fingering out, because guess what? We are not the same. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm just not. I'm not. I refuse. And you can't make me. It's just that simple. All right. So again, do your research. Look up a little homework for you. Authoritarian, dictator, anything that has to do with no freedom. You don't get to be free when you're under those rules. When you're under somebody's thumb, you don't get to do what you want to do. And the people who are behind the megalomaniac who thinks we're going to, I don't know, this MAGA crap and all of this other foolishness, when America, make America, honey, America was never great. Never great. You've always been pilfering. You've always been taken. You always think that something is yours. You always questioning what people who were not brought here freely of their own free will are doing. It's none of your business. How about it's none of your business? How about mind your business? I'm sorry. Mind the business that pays you. What do you do? What do you have going on? Do your thing. Okay. Mind your business. That's the problem. Too many people out here minding other people's business and not minding their own business. Get yourself some clue. Okay. Get yourself some something to do. Find something to do. Go garden. I don't know, but stay out of people's business. The problem is that if you ain't got nothing going on in your world, that's on you. But get the heck out of other people's business. Get the heck out of other people's bedrooms. Get the heck out of other people's stuff, period. Like, I don't understand what has happened and why people feel like they got to know everything. It's none of your business. I'm happy with not knowing certain things. I'm good with that. Yeah. Keep me out of the loop, okay? Keep me out of the loop. You ain't even got to keep me out of the loop. As soon as you start talking about it and I don't feel like I need to be in the loop, I'm a church finger out. That's what I'm going to do. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Whew, child. But I tell you what, I'm telling you, being intentional about doing this show, whether it be weekly, every other week, it is really a stretch. And every time I feel like I'm about to try to get on here and say something prolific and profound, something happens. But I got to make the time. I got to do what I got to do. I got to come on here and I got to tell y'all what I feel like y'all need to know. A lot of people want to hear from me. I hope y'all want to hear from me because I really do have something to say. All right. So, can we get into there's some other things that have the our community and just people in general in a chokehold. There's two things. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the word accountability. I feel like and accountability, it could be whether it's in personal friendships, whether it's in romantic relationships, whether it's in just in general. I feel like people do not take accountability for how they show up in the world. There's a lot of deflecting going on, not taking ownership of what part you played in a situation. Like there is truly a lack of accountability going on nowadays. I don't know how to fix it. I mean, I'm open to all kinds of suggestions, but I wonder what happened, what has happened to make it so that folks just don't want to, take ownership of the way they show up in the world. The way you show up is the way who you are. So, case in point, I always say this. Your word is your bond. Everybody says this. Your word is your bond. It's only what you got. Say what you mean what you say. And if you're going to show up, and if you say you're going to show up and do something, make sure you do it. I find that people make so many excuses about the lack of showing up for folks. And then it's always, oh, well, they didn't do X, Y, and Z. Yo. This ain't even got nothing to do with the other person. This has everything to do with you. It has everything to do with how you moving in these streets. It has everything to do with this is just who you are as a person. And when somebody shows you who they are, Maya Angelou said, believe them the first time. The problem with us is that we constantly give people chance after chance after chance after chance after chance to keep showing up the same way to us. And I do believe that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. So technically, it's on us. It's our fault. We are the reason why we are not getting the level of accountability that we want, because we allow people to show up in our presence and we don't, you know what I'm saying? You got to hold people to account. If we're not holding people to account, they're not going to hold themselves accountable. So this is just a TED Talk, quick little TED Talk. When you show up in my world, understand this. I'm going to hold you accountable just the way I would want you to hold me accountable. If I say I'm going to do something, number one, and I can't do it, I'm going to let you know way in advance, because that's the way I am. I don't do last minute. I'm a planner. I like to plan stuff way in advance, but that last minute stuff don't work for me. Some people can fly by the seat of their tail and be all right, but some people can't. But there is just a lack of accountability going on just in people in general. And I feel like we've got to get a grasp of that. I think I'm going to have to do a dedicated show to how do we get back to holding each other accountable for how we show up in friendships, in love relationships, in relationships, period, at work, because there are a lot of people suffering out here. There are a lot of people suffering from people not taking accountability for the way they're doing things, the way they're showing up And there's a lot of projecting going on about things that are happening that, oh, will you project your stuff back on me, honey? I got a whole barrier. It's a whole block. Don't come over here with that. I'm telling you, it's like a shield. It's gonna bounce right back off that shield and run right back to you. I'm not doing that. I'm not taking accountability. I'm gonna take accountability for anything that I do and say. I'm gonna take accountability for how I show up in the world because I am all. This is me. This is who I am. This is me. I gotta show up authentically. I have to show up. Um, I just gotta be Toya. At the end of the day, I know that the persona is Miss Details, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna show up as Toya all day, every day. Okay, you heard it here first. I'm gonna hold myself accountable before you ever have to. Trust and believe and know. All right. And last but certainly not least, there is something else that is got the community in a chokehold. And I don't even just think it's just our community when I say our community, I mean the black community because I am a proud member of the black community. But there is you know what? Before I get into the second thing, let me go back to accountability for a second. I'm gonna give y'all a quick story because at first I wasn't sure how I was going to bring this story into the fold, but this really, really happened to me, and I'm gonna just throw it out into the universe, and it is what it is. So I actually work for a consulting company, and I was on this job. I was with the pandemic. A lot of people don't really have to go into the office, but I was trying to get some more what was I trying to get? I was trying to get a little bit more what's the word I was looking like? Experience in a certain area, right? So I wound up taking this position, and when I first got to the position, the way it was set up was we had a CFO. I came in as the controller. Also, there were four different people that worked there, three junior people, and then there was another girl that had been hired. Long story short, the whole entire team was being replaced. The old controller had left. She had taken some people with her. We had to sit down and kind of like two a day. They came in and kind of give us a synopsis. But before that, I had already kind of seen what I needed to do. Most of the time when I go into these positions and go into these consultant jobs, I already know that I'm cleaning up something. Something needs to be cleaned up. And if you didn't already know, Ms. Detail stands for I'm an accountant by day. So that's what I do. I'm all in the numbers, and that's what I do. So long story short, we had to assess everybody, right? We had to assess everybody. And initially, the owner that was there did not like one of the people that was there. Now, mind you, one of the people that was there happened to be the same hue as me. And I'm going to just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I want y'all to keep that in mind because as I continue to tell this story, this is when accountability has to come into play. So, you know, I'm from New Jersey. I don't make no qualms about that. I'm from New Jersey. I live in the South. I have to operate in a different kind of, you know, I have to operate a little bit differently because people from up north, we are very harsh, we very abrasive, we very matter of fact. A lot of people from the South, they can't really take that. But at the end of the day, that's your problem. That ain't mine. I'ma just keep it 100. Get some thicker skin. I'm just saying. I'm not changing who I am because you're uncomfortable about who you are and can't, you know what I'm saying, discern that somebody's not coming for you. It is what it is. So let's stay there. So again, I'm from up north. The chick at the job, and I'm just gonna be like the chick at the job. We're gonna talk about her, the chick at the job. She from New York, Brooklyn, I think to be exact. But at the end of the day, we both from up top. It is what it is. I'm from Jersey. You from New York. Hold on one second. Nose is running. Anywho, so you from New York. I'm from New Jersey. So now because I know the dynamic initially, I knew that there was an issue initially. The black girl in me wanted to save the other black girl. So that's what I did. I decided that I'm going to make some decisions. I'm going to make some hard decisions. The other people that are on the team are junior, but this person, because I'm figuring she's skin folk, but remember, all skin folk ain't kin folk. So keep that in mind too. There's a lot of things at play, and this goes all into accountability. So let's just keep it going. So I made a conscious decision to save the black girl because I would want to be saved if I was in that position. If I knew that I was on the chopping block, I would want to be saved. This is where everything went all the way left. Because here I am thinking I'm saving someone, but at the end of the day, everybody can't be saved. Everybody does not wish to be saved. You understand what I'm saying? And when I say that really, really being clear about the disrespect and the back and forth that goes on in the black community between black women when they are working in a professional environment. That's a whole nother conversation we can have, but just stick to this story so I can kind of bring y'all forward as to what my experience was and why I never, ever, 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 and maybe I'll change my mind, but I will not. It's too, what's the word I'm looking for? It is too raw. It happened within the last 6 months for me that if I see it, I'm done. So, case in point, I saved this person. I saved this person's job. If it really had been up to the owner, everybody would have left, and I probably would have had to figure it out on my own, which I probably would have been okay with. But I decided, let me try to save her. The first 2 weeks after that, after the first save, I started getting a little bit of backbiting, a little bit of just coming in and kind of talking reckless. And my thing is we're very direct from up top. So you already know that if I say, hey, I need you to do X, Y, and Z, because I'm the interim I'm the controller, right? So that means I take care of all of the day-to-day, which means even as the consultant, I'm in charge. I'm in charge of the day-to-day. I'm in charge of what we need to see. I'm in charge of trying to put some things in place to try to make this a lot easier, make your job a lot easier. But you're not making my life easier right now. You're upset because another black woman has come in and all of a sudden now they are taking some things that you did so we could try to make it a little bit more efficient. I'm taking all the jobs because I need to see what everybody does and how they're doing it. And then how can we do it more efficiently? That's what I do. I come in the spot, I look at it. If it's 5 steps, we're going to get it down to 3. If it's 3, we're going to get it down to 2 because I'm all about efficiency. That should not be an issue because we're all about efficiency. And if you're a part of the team, then it shouldn't be an issue. But because I'm the same hue as you, all of a sudden now we have the same similarities in common. You from up north, I'm from up north. You feel like you could just say whatever you want to me. Even though if I'm giving you direction and I'm saying, hey, can you do X, Y, and Z, this and that and the third? You get an attitude because you think I'm talking at you. I'm sorry. If this person had said the same thing, there would have been no issue. But because it's me, now you got an issue. We had to go into HR. We had to have a meeting about that. And in that moment, I knew that I made the wrong decision by, number one, keeping her, because don't save her. She don't want to be saved. I should have let the powers that be do what they do. But knowing is half the battle. I didn't know. But when we went into that meeting, I made a decision in that meeting that I was no longer going to be an ally. I am no longer an ally because guess what? I was an ally. You don't even know what that word means. And now that you have a problem with something that I'm telling you to do, which I was brought here to do, now we got an issue. Now we got an issue. And now guess what? You on your own. You on your own. Whatever happens after this, you're on your own. Because again, I tried. I thought I was doing a good thing, but everybody can't be saved. It is just what it is. That's the first transaction. Let's follow me. Here comes something number 2. Another couple weeks go down the line. I don't know. Let's just say, so this happened maybe late July. The first transaction happened. The second one happened maybe in August, September, right? All of a sudden now, the things that I've been doing, I'm trying to document things, trying to get things situated. This person decides they want to go over top of me and do the job that they really didn't know what to do. Not only did they do the job, they did the job, messed it up once, twice, 3 times. I let it be. Usually I will go in, delete, and fix. But I didn't this time because something in my spirit said, you know what? Let's see how she gets out of this. Let's talk about accountability because you're not supposed to be doing that. So I'm sorry. Who told you to do that? And you're not even doing it correctly. So, okay. I go to my supervisor. I let him know, hey, we got an issue again. This is happening. And so from here on out, I'm typing. I type in the chat. I email. Everything is emailed. Everything is typed from here on out. We're no longer having a one-on-one dialogue. There will no longer be verbal communication between us because I need to document what is happening and what is going on. So it's been documented. So I say, hey, we need to, this happened. It was an evening. Hey, we need to have a meeting about this. So-and-so wants to have a meeting about this in the morning. We decided to have a meeting about it the next day. The meeting didn't happen until that afternoon, right? Cool. So after the meeting, we get in the meeting. He calls me in the meeting. I'm just sitting there I'm just sitting there. I'm not saying anything. This person was talking so nasty. Now, mind you, it's 2 of us in here and 1 of them. Got it? All right. Follow me. This person was talking so nasty to this person. First of all, it just took me by surprise because at the end of the day, this is your superior. To be honest, North Carolina is an at-will state. I'm shocked that you still got a job, sis, because you are running off at the mouth and you just don't even know what you're talking about at this point. So it starts to be a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And instead of saying, you know what, I did make a mistake, I shouldn't have did that, this and that and the third, the reaction was, well, she makes mistakes all the time. How the hell did I get into this? How did I get into this when I didn't do anything but point out the fact that you were making mistakes? Here we go. Accountability. I'm sorry. What? How do you not take accountability for doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing? There's that word again. Accountability. Ciao. Okay. We left that meeting. I sat there because I'm dumbstruck at the experience that I'm having. And to be honest, I would sit there and be like, this can't be my life. This cannot be what's going on at work. This is not what I'm supposed to be dealing with. God, you got to tell me why do you have me in this situation? What am I supposed to learn? All right, y'all. Aggression 3. This was the 3rd and final, and this was it for me. Do you understand? All right. Follow me. It's Howard University homecoming week. I decide that I know that I'm supposed to be on site. We're on site every single day, but I'm going to DC. I need all this Black excellence in my life. I need to go to homecoming. I need to see my people. We haven't seen each other in 2 years. It's been a whole pandemic. I'm going homecoming. I decide to take my laptop. I'm going to work from home. I'm going to work and then I'm going to go do what I need to do. Thursday, Friday, even on Sunday, I had something to do before I went to brunch. I worked pretty much the whole weekend. right? Here and there, here and there. Thursday, I let this person know that they needed to do X, Y, and Z and to not do X, like don't do certain things. They acknowledged what I said on Thursday. Come Tuesday, after I got back, the same thing I told you not to do on Thursday, you did it again on Tuesday. 5 days had went by. 5 days, people, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 days went by. And not only did they do it the same exact way after I'd said not to, I have to, the stress of me having to go in and fix things because you're not doing your job it makes me absolutely insane. What is the point of me telling you something on a Thursday, you acknowledging that you understand what I'm saying, and then you turn right around and forget everything that I said and do it again on Tuesday? I'd had enough. It was my first day back in the office. I went to my supervisor. I said, I'm done with this. I'm tired. You don't understand how this is affecting what I'm doing. I can't write nothing. I can't even write any standard operating procedures because this person is not doing what they're supposed to do. And I feel like they are sabotaging me everywhere. So you know what I decided to do? We're going to have a meeting. But I was so hot I was so hot that day that part of me almost didn't care about the meeting. You know why? Because at the end of the day, I need to know why you're coming for me, because now I feel like it's personal. And so long story short, that was my last day. There's no way in heck I was going to stay there with somebody who didn't have the experience in accounting that I had. Number 2 was disrespecting me at all. I mean, just disrespecting me all the time. I dealt with so much. And then to have the 2 people that come in there, they look like this. And then the owner is this color too. Listen, and y'all didn't have my back. And I keep telling y'all it's a problem. Okay. I left that day. I left. Yeah, I left. They tried to make it seem like I walked up the job. No. I didn't walk up the job. It was for everybody's safety that I got out of there. Because the way this chick was talking and the way she was coming at the 2 people, baby, there would not. If we had been in a real super professional environment, she'd have been gone on that first meeting we had. She'd have been gone. You understand? Do you understand what I'm saying to y'all? So I say all of that to say this. Accountability is when you take ownership of the stuff that you're not doing and do better. Okay? Do better. Stop projecting your inadequacies on other people. It's whack, yo. It's whack. Don't trust me when I say the world will be better off if you just take accountability of your actions, how you show up in the world, and do better. Whew, child. Child, I had to get that off my chest. That accountability, it really is. Yeah, accountability. Get into it. All right, and last but not least, all right, this is the last thing I'm going to talk about because it got some of y'all in the chokehold. And this ain't even just for my community. It's for all communities. The daggone smoke detector battery. Why y'all just let that thing beep until y'all can't let it beep no more? Do you not hear it in the back? I'll be watching a video and the video will be good and what the person is saying is good, and daggone it, I hear that beep in the back. And when I tell you I can't hear nothing else after that, I'm stuck. I'm stuck waiting for the beep. I'm stuck waiting for the smoke detector battery beep. Can y'all just figure out which one it is and change the battery, for Christ's sake? And if you can't figure out what it is, take all of the batteries out and do them all at the same time, because that is annoying. And for those of you that have these videos and got y'all go back and listen. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Shoot. All right, y'all. That's it for me. I see y'all already see your girls getting all hot and worked up talking about that foolishness at my old at that old company I was at. Child, listen. All I'm gonna say is this. When you are good at what you do, God will reward you. Trust and believe. He has sustained me after I left that place. October the 26th was my last day there. And I did not look back. I don't even care to talk to some of the people I was cool with. So I still chat up with some of them. But some of the people that was there that I thought, again, thinking come from not knowing. When you know better, you do better. Like when you a grown person and you don't have the wherewithal to check on your people, nah, we good. I'm good. I don't have no ill will towards nobody, but what I do know is this. What's for me is for me, and nobody can take it from me. With that being said, this is your girl, Miss Details. I rocks with y'all because y'all rocks with me. Y'all know y'all now rocking with the best. Shout out to the Howard University Bison. We are on our way to the big dance, okay? We are 16. It's okay. But a girl can dream. A girl can dream. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I'll be back in a little bit. Mwah.